We are CCS, we are the best. Achieving educational excellence for every student. From classrooms to the stars above, we do it all with pride and love. We are CCS, we are CCS. Together we strive, we are the best. We are CCS.
This is your home for inspiration and information. We're 1600 AM and 99.7 FM, and this is Let's Talk Education. Let's Talk Education is a new monthly feature radio program highlighting all things Cumberland County schools. I'm your co-host, Dr. Shanessa Fenner.
And I'm your co-host, Robert Bricky.
Are you paying attention, Greg?
I got caught up. I apologize.
And today we have a very special guest, and he's been on the show before. We have Dr. Lindsay Whitley. He's the Associate Superintendent of Cumberland County Schools, Communications and Community Engagement. Welcome, Dr. Whitley.
Thank you so much. So glad to be back with you all.
Yes, and we're so glad to have you. And today I am so excited, fellas. We're talking about something that is so happy. Graduation season, yes.
Yes.
And of course, the theme is the moment, the meaning, and what families need to know. Graduation 2025.
Yes, we're excited. This is why we're all here, to get to this point where students can walk across that stage, receive those diplomas, and go on to the next chapters of their lives. So we're very excited.
Now, I want to first start off with the W's. Who will be graduating, Dr. Whitley?
So we're excited when we think about we are going to have 4 days coming up of graduation ceremonies, 17 different graduation ceremonies from our high schools. And in total, when you add up all of the numbers, we're going to have around 3,700 students who are graduating over the next few weeks. So we're just very excited about that.
Okay. Now, from what school settings are they coming from? Traditional?
So they're coming from all of our schools, for the most part, all of our traditional high schools, our early colleges, the one at FTCC. So we're just excited about them all coming. Now, as you probably already know, all of them will be held at the Crown Coliseum. But all of those high schools will be graduating, and we're just excited. Some are larger classes, some are smaller classes, but we're celebrating nonetheless.
So what are we celebrating here? This is a momentous occasion, and sometimes this may be a first person to graduate from high school in their family.
Exactly.
And so this could be a huge celebration. So what are we celebrating here?
Exactly. We're celebrating a whole lot of hard work. Mm-hmm. When you think about elementary, middle, and high school, you think about all the projects, all of the challenges, all of the triumphs, the extracurricular activities. Mm-hmm. This is really one of those culminating events. Right. And here in Cumberland, we try to prepare students for life. And so I've already heard some of the stories about some of our graduates. And so this is just almost like to be continued. So we're pausing for a minute to celebrate, but some, of course, will be going on to college. Some will be going on into the workforce. Mm-hmm. Many of our students have already received credentials through career and technical education where they're getting good paying jobs right out of high school, and they've already landed employment. And of course, some may go into the military. So there are so many various pathways, but it's just really a celebration that they made it through and they're able to move on into adulthood.
Now, Dr. Lindsay, can you share those dates for us, the specifics of the graduation?
Yes. Now, there is one that is really close, and that one is coming up on Tuesday, May 20th. And so I'm not going to list all the names because I want you to go to my website. We like to share the Cumberland County Schools website. Right. Well, we have a website specifically for graduation and everything families need to know. That is graduation. .ccs.k12.nc.us. So It's really easy to remember. You just kind of add graduation on to the beginning of that URL, and you can get this full schedule. But to answer your question, the first slate of ceremonies will begin on Tuesday, May 20th. And then we'll kind of take a little bit of a break, and the remaining ceremonies will resume on Tuesday, June 3rd, June 4th, and June 5th. So between that time, think about it, 3,700 students graduating, 17 graduation ceremonies over those 4 days.
Now, Doc, how many per day? What's the estimate? What, 4 to 5 per day?
Well, starting on Tuesday, we'll start with 3 per day, and those are smaller graduations like Cumberland International, Cross Creek Early College, and Cumberland Polytechnic. And then when we start on June 3rd, that's going to be a long day, a good day, but a long day. It's going to be at Douglas, starting with Douglas Bird and ending with Pine Forest, but there will be 5 graduation ceremonies. So it typically ranges between 3 to 5, just depending. And so if you go to the website, graduation.ccs.k12.nc.us, you'll find the full schedule. And they run the graduation so well. We have great partners at the Crown, and so you'll see what time they begin. They typically begin like at 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then 8 o'clock if there are graduation ceremonies in those times. And so it's just so important to get there early, just so that you can make sure you can get seated and be there in time.
So all of the graduations will take place at the Crown?
Yes.
Okay.
All of the graduation ceremonies for Cumberland County Schools will take place at the Crown. And that's regardless of your school and regardless of the size of your school.
Now, why is this important? Why is this graduation day important?
Graduation day is important is because education is a key. And when we think about the role of our educators in society, they're really trying to help prepare our students for life and to be life ready. And so when students walk across that stage and they accept those diplomas, they're basically saying, and we're saying as a school district, that they're life ready. They're ready to go into the workforce. They're ready to be productive members of society. And so of course they've had math and literacy classes and all of that, but they also have just received life skills. And so I think this is just a very important moment. And we know it's not the end for our students, but it's an opportunity to celebrate with them and say, you've made it. You've made it through a rigorous curriculum. And now you're headed into adulthood, and whatever is next for you, we want to congratulate them and wish them well.
Now let's talk about something that's very important to graduation. You know, we want all of our relatives to come, mama, grandmama, aunties, uncles, the whole village, because it takes a village to educate our students. So how many tickets, Dr. Lindsay, will each student receive?
That's a good question. And it varies by school.
Okay.
And if you've ever been to some of the graduations, based on the graduating class, you know, for example, you may have 100 in the graduating class, or you may have 300, 400, 500, 600. And so the number of tickets will vary. So the school will communicate directly with their students and families regarding the number of tickets. In many cases, they could range anywhere from 10 to 12. Some schools even offer opportunities to get extra graduation tickets. And so my advice to you would be to, first of all, ask your student. They should know. But then also, if you need additional information, reach out to the school. Typically, once they're distributed, and there are not a whole lot of extra tickets. But once again, schools should be communicating about that. Many schools are hosting parent meetings to just explain that process.
Now, there's going to be some relatives that live in California or maybe military and out of the country. Will they have an opportunity to view this via live streaming?
Yes, and so once again, with that great partnership with the Crown, all of the graduation ceremonies will be live streamed, and they will also remain on the website. So for example, I shared the schedule with you all earlier. Even if you can't watch the graduation exactly at the right time or when it's happening live, you can always go back and watch it. And so the Crown Coliseum, of course, they will have a link on their website.
Right.
But if you also go back to our website, graduation.ccs.k12.nc.us, we're also going to have the live stream links there. And so that's just a good way, even if you're there in person, you want to go back and watch those ceremonies, or like you say, share it with loved ones, you'll be able to do so.
Okay. Now, Lindsay, what time do you recommend for everyone to arrive? Because, you know, you got to park and go in and get that good seat.
I would recommend an hour before, just beginning to start getting there about an hour before the ceremony. Don't get there too much earlier than that. So there's a timing as you think about it. So many graduations happening in one day. It's just important to not come too early, but of course not come too late. So for example, if your graduation is starting at 8 o'clock, you know, you want to make your way anywhere from 7:15, starting to make your way to the crown, just so that you can be seated. There is seating for those who may need handicap accessible, but once again, it's just so important so that you can check in. We don't want anybody to be late and miss the ceremony.
You know, one of the things I think we need to mention here is the clear bag policy. That catches people no matter what venue you go to. So there is a clear bag policy at the Crown, and it's got to be a certain size, and I think they have that on their website. So ladies, just make sure you're aware of that prior to.
Yeah, and while we're mentioning that, you know, we talked about this being a celebration, right? So we're excited, and so sometimes we have gift bags, we may have fruit bags, we may have the stuffed animals, and we want that. We like that for our young people, but we want to just let everybody know you can't bring those to the crown. And really, it's really about safety protocols. With so many people gathered in one spot, we just want to make sure we keep everyone safe. So all of those items will need to be either left in your car or preferably left at home. And so once again, that is a safety protocol.
Now let's talk about behavior expectations. Okay. Now we know that whenever you say Shanessa's name, you know, Shanessa's family wants to jump up and holler and scream and, you know, basically have band instruments to celebrate. So what are some of the behavior expectations at the Crown?
So it's so very important, the pace at which they call the names of our graduates. It's important that every parent, every family member is able to hear the name of their graduate called. And for that reason, we kindly ask as a school district that you not verbally applaud for your young person, or you clap when they walk across the stage. They will give you an opportunity to stand silently when that happens, and then at the end of the ceremony, you can make all the noise you want to celebrate them. And once again, that's really all about making sure every student hears their name called. But I want to keep it real with y'all. Y'all know I like to keep it real to our listeners. If you do decide to applaud after junior's name is called, one of our law enforcement officials will escort you out. And so I don't want to be harsh, but I want to be real and just let everyone know we don't want that to happen. We don't want any moment to take away from the dignity of your child's ceremony. So we're saying that when a name is called, you know, you may stand up silently. You don't want to applaud, because if so, the standing protocol is that you would be escorted out.
That's fantastic. Dr. Whitley, are there other things we need to know about graduation? And please get the website one more time so that our families will know.
Please visit the Cumberland County Schools website at graduation.ccs.k12.nc.us. We have a variety of frequently asked questions. For example, the Crown Coliseum does not provide wheelchairs. It is handicap accessible, but they don't provide wheelchairs. Like I said before, you can't bring gifts into the facility. Once again, that's a safety protocol. You are allowed to bring in cameras for your pictures and videos, but the catch is, once again, you can't bring in those bulky bags that the cameras come in. So you would need to carry that out. And so we don't want you to have to make a trip back to the car. We don't want any inconvenience. And so knowledge is power. I would encourage you to just visit that website, graduation.ccs.k12.nc.us, to just learn more. And you mentioned, Coach, about the clear bags. So only clear bags are allowed inside the venue. That includes purses. So for those who may carry a purse, those would have to be clear as well. And there's a specific link on the website that talks about the size of that.
Now, Doc, have many of our graduates shared with you their upcoming plans, whether it's college or the military? Have they shared that with you?
I've heard, yes. I was actually at a ceremony recently for just one school, and I want to think it was a smaller school, one of our early colleges, and I want to think they had over $6 million in scholarships that they had received as a graduating class, and that was a smaller. And so some of our school, students are going for full rides. Some have already earned so many college credits. Like, for example, one of our students, they were talking about how they're going to go in as a junior. Or as a sophomore in
That's
college.
fantastic.
That means that's 2 years worth of college that their families won't have to pay for because they took the initiative to work hard here in high school, and now they have those college credits. So a lot of our children are going to college. Some are staying here, going to Fayetteville State, Methodist. Some are going to the Technical Community College. Others, they're going outside. They're going everywhere. They're going to Ivy Leagues. The list is growing. Of course, many of our students are excited. They're ready to make money. When we think about our career and technical education program, I want to think we're second in the state behind Wake County Public Schools in terms of the number of credentials our students are earning. And so that means that I have a trade, whether I'm a plumber or electrician. And so I've been able to work hard in high school, receive the necessary certifications. And so when I graduate, I can start in my job, my full-time job, making a very good living. So it's been great just hearing from students about, already getting job offers and feeling prepared to go. Military academies, that's another big thing. Some of our students have been accepted into military academies. And so it's just exciting, because think about it. From kindergarten through the 12th grade, I think that's 13 years total. There's been some good days. There's been science projects. There have been some math. There's been some challenges. There's been some long nights. But this is the ultimate celebration because they made it. And they're able to now walk across that stage ready for life.
One of the things my high school coach told me about education, he would always say, they can't take it from you. And so when they walk across that stage and they get that diploma and they could say, hey, I've earned this. I've earned the right to hang this somewhere, and I'm proud of my accomplishments. So I want to congratulate I'm a CCS graduate myself, so I have been there, but I want to congratulate all the students and their families and their extended families that helped them get through this path. So congratulations to you all.
Now, Dr. Whitley, let's talk about the district-wide pride for the class of 2025.
We talk about we are Cumberland County Schools. And let's just unpack that for a minute. We are CCS. When we think about Cumberland County Schools, when they walk across that stage and they receive that diploma, it means something. It means that they're ready for life. It means that they've been prepared. We're confident in our premier professionals and that they care about our students inside the classroom and beyond that. They've had that rigorous learning environment and they've been prepared for life. And so we take great pride in our ceremonies. When I think about the first time I had the opportunity to go to the Cumberland County Schools graduations, I think all graduations are nice, but if you've ever had the chance to go into that Crown Coliseum and just see the lights and the pomp and circumstance and just the moms and the dads and the aunties and everyone who's worked so hard, we just say we are CCS, and that really speaks volumes because we know without a doubt that our students are ready for careers, for college, and for life. And the thing about it, many of our alumni, they're coming back, they're giving back. We have so many of our recent graduates who've started businesses, who are now adopting schools, who are now coming back to mentor other young people. And so it's just an amazing thing. I want to also say we have all kinds of schools, whether it's specializing in career and technical education, early college where they can get their college credits. One of my favorite graduation ceremonies is even going to and listening to the stories from A.B. Wilkins High School, for example. And that's one thing I like about Cumberland when we talk about the pride that we have. It really doesn't matter what your zip code is. It doesn't matter what your family background is. It doesn't matter what your socioeconomic status is. Our goal is to support you and to help you get to your next. And so when I think about A.B. Wilkins, that's a special school that we have that they really are able to help our students who maybe have unique situations in life. And maybe things have happened that it happened and now how do I deal with it, but I still want to graduate. I may have had a challenge. And so just to hear the stories of resilience and being able to overcome, that's really what it's all about.
Right. That's a beautiful thing. Dr. Whitley, thank you for being here. Do you have any final comments, any final suggestions for the upcoming graduations?
I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to the moms, the dads, the aunties, the grandmas, the community partners, because we often say it takes a village, but we believe that collectively as a village, we've helped to see the class of 2025 to this point. And so we're just very grateful for each of you. We would request once again that you just visit our website at graduation.ccs.k12.nc.us, where you can learn more. You can find the live stream links. You can find a copy of the FAQs, and you can just be informed so that you're prepared to celebrate this momentous occasion for your senior. So thank you. I just want to thank you all again for having me on today to just share this very important information.
And thank you, Dr. Whitley, for joining us again. You've been very, very informative. We thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you, listening audience, for listening to Let's Talk Education. I'm your co-host, Dr. Shanessa Fenner.
And I'm your co-host, Robert Bricky.
And have a good one.
Excellence for every student. From classrooms to the stars above, we do it all with pride and love. We are CCS. We are CCS. Together we strive, we are the best. We are CCS. From successful students, premier pros, an exceptional environment where learning grows. Committed community, hand in hand. In Cumberland, we understand every challenge we face head on. With excellence, we carry on. Innovation in every class, integrity that's built to last. We are CCS, we are the best. Achieving educational excellence for every student. From classrooms to the stars above, we do it all with pride and love. We are CCS. We are CCS. Together we strive, we are the set codes don't matter, we accept them all. We work together and we stand tall. We are CCS, we are CCS. Achieving education with excellence, we are the best. So when the going gets tough and days are long, we remember we are CCS.